Now we will go over the parts of the ribs. These are probably cat ribs right here because that's usually what you can get fairly cheaply. So we're going to talk about the whole thing. It's called the rib, if you follow along in your lab notes. The head, always in these kinds of structures, the head is going to be kind of usually a top, somewhat rounded part. So this part right here is the head. You can kind of see. Here's the head on this one. It's the top part. It's a little bit rounded. You can see here. Okay. And right below it is the neck, where there's a little bit of constriction is the neck. So we have a head here, and then right below it where it gets thinner again, that's called the neck. All right, this one has, I don't know, it's hard to kind of tell. This is a little weird. Won't use that one. All right, and this one, head is here at the top, and then right below it is the neck. All right. Then the tubercle is going to be the bump that is kind of behind the head. So here's the head, and in this one it looks like there's two bumps. You would really call both of those the tubercle. All right. This one is more clear because it kind of has the head, and then it has this one bump back here. That's the tubercle. In class, we'll talk about the part extension is called the tubercle. The articulating part of the tubercle, so the rib sits right in here. There's kind of a smooth surface right there. So this one too, the reason it looks kind of like two, the rib sits right in there. All right, that's where the rib goes. But so that whole part is called the tubercle. All right. The angle is where, so if you kind of follow along, the rib is kind of going in this direction. If I was walking down it, it would go in this direction. And then it suddenly turns in this way. So right here is the angle where it turns, right? The rib, it looks like it's, if you were kind of walking down the rib, it would look like you were going this way. And then here's the angle where it turns. So this is right around here is the angle. All right, that's called the angle. So it's kind of going this way, and then we kind of have it angled down where it kind of moves to going in a different direction. This whole structure is called the shaft. So most of what we think of the rib, everything down from the angle is the shaft. So there's the angle, and here's the whole shaft, right? The true ribs, false ribs, and floating ribs you see in class, right, in the pictures, which is the floating ribs, which are the true ribs, which are the false ribs. So look those up in your notes. Just make sure you know the numbers. And the chondral portion of the rib is just the end. These ones are kind of all bone, but the very end of the rib has a chondral portion. That's where it connects up with the sternum. So the chondral portion of the rib, you can't see on any of these ribs, so I won't ask you that. But the chondral portion of the rib is at the end where it connects up with the sternum. And that is it for the rib. There is, I think in class we talk about a costal groove. Oh, here you can see it here in this one where there's nerves and blood vessels going down. Yeah, here there's a little bit of a groove. There's a little bit of an indentation right here. That's the costal, and remember costal is always referring to ribs. Costal groove. And that's it for the rib.